Some wonderful shots of New Delhi here, the host of the 19th Commonwealth Games, and today we've got an action-packed program which will feature some medal games a little bit later on this evening. But this morning, men's singles between Canada and Australia at the JN Sports Complex. It is Monday and it's just before 9 o'clock in the morning, and conditions are almost ideal for lawn bowls. It is a beautiful morning, reasonably clear skies, and that gives you a good perspective of the area here and the little bit of breeze that's fluttering in at the moment. Temperature a very pleasant 23 degrees. It was around 31, 32 when we finished at about 9:30, 10 o'clock last night, so it will climb, no doubt about it. Humidity creeping up a little bit today at 57%, and the wind speed at 1.2 from the southwest. So very, very pleasant conditions here. The bird life are in, feasting on the millions of bugs that tend to congregate at the centre of an evening. Just a beautiful perspective of these three synthetic greens that we have here. Today on Rink 1 of Green 1, you're going to see the men's singles Group A match between Canada and Australia, and you are in for a real treat in this particular game. That's followed by men's pairs semi-final between South Africa and Scotland. That was a very, very hard-fought quarter-final, now into the semi-final business. The winner of that will go through to the gold medal match. The men's singles then, Group A, Scotland versus Australia. So Paul Foster for Scotland will be up against Leif Selby from Australia. He's got a very, very busy schedule today. And rounding out the section this evening is the gold medal match in the women's pairs, and that will be something to behold indeed. We're looking forward to that one. A host of countries still in the mix there. The quarterfinals will be played this morning, then the semi a little bit later on, and then the gold medal match. There is the main stadium. In the background, plenty of activity happening there. Our first match today is a match between Canada and Australia in singles. The two players would have played each other on numerous occasions. Some of the crowd, some of the very small crowd here this morning, we haven't been inundated with huge crowds by any stretch of the imagination, but last night when India played in the women's triples in the bronze medal match, there was a very, very good crowd here. Ryan Bester, the young man from Canada, now living in Sydney. He's from Hanover in Ontario in Canada. He started playing bowls way back in 1995. He plays for the Cabramatta Club in Sydney, and he is widely regarded as the fastest driver of the bowl in world bowls. At one stage, he actually smashed a jack into 56 pieces. So he's a fearsome driver, and you'll see some of that today. His opponent is currently ranked world number 2, Leif Selby, who hasn't started this particular tournament in riveting style by any stretch of the imagination. He has 1 win and 2 losses and is only on 2 points. He has a +6 shot differential, which may very well come to his favour a little bit later on. But his opponent today, Ryan Bester, is going to be a very, very tough competitor indeed. Leif Selby plays for the St John's Park in New South Wales. He's played 87 times for Australia, and he's on debut at the Commonwealth Games. He's the 2009 World Cup gold medalist in singles, the 2009 Asia Pacific Championships gold medalist in the triples, and won a silver in the Asia Pacific Championships in singles in 2009. A very, very good match indeed. We do have a marker, and that is Andy Ewens from Gloucestershire in England, who will take us through this match. We have 2 umpires on the green, but they'll be looking after 4 matches here today, and that's Alan Thornhill from Surrey, and also we have Roger Black from England as well. But Leif Selby on the mat at the moment. Each player had 2 warm-up rounds, or ends if you like, and now we are underway in this men's singles match. Alan Ewens, the marker, will play a very important part here. He will have the paddle pop or lollipop sticks, as we've referred to them. He'll hold that up after each bowler has bowled 2 bowls, and then they can approach the head or ask Alan's permission to go up and have a look at the head. But 2 very good bowls to start this match, one from Leif Selby and from Ryan Best. That's Alan Ewens. from Gloucestershire in England. Andy Ewens, I should say. So far in the men's singles, Ryan Bester has had 2 wins, 1 loss for 4 points, and he's got a +4 shot differential. His only loss was to Paul Foster. For Leif Selby, he's lost to Kelly of Northern Ireland, and quite surprisingly and quite convincingly, Pritchard from Samoa yesterday afternoon. Each player has 3 matches today, so a very busy schedule. Some pretty good bowls. Selby has a couple past the head. And today you will find that if Ryan Bester gets into a little bit of strife, out will come the drive. But he's picked this jack up cleanly. That's a beautiful bowl. Definitely one. He may be holding 2, but those 2 green bowls may be in the mix. There it is, just coming in, picking it up as neat as you like. And Leif Selby is going to be well short. Now, Ryan Bester has got plenty of room there on the forehand side to draw another shot, you would think. So Leif Selby certainly out of sorts so far in the singles event of the Commonwealth Games. And won't have any trouble drawing the second. It'll just rest against his own bowl. Can stop anywhere in actual fact. So there's at least 2 for Ryan Bester to open this men's singles match. There's 2. And having a look at the score, there's Andy Ewens putting up the first score of the match, and it's a very, very good opening to Ryan Bester. And after the first end, he leads 3 shots to 0. So the players not mucking around at all. Andy Ewens had only put the mat up on the bank of the rink, and the jack was already positioned where Ryan Bester wanted it. And as we've seen so many times, and we've talked about in the tournament so far, that the players, if they happen to win an end, can ask the opposition to take the mat, and Ryan Bester certainly has done that. Won bronze in the singles at Melbourne in 2006. Won gold in the 2004 World Championships in the pairs. Very impressive record. Yeah, Leif is just at all sorts at the moment. And I watched a little bit of his singles match against Samoa. The body language was anything but that of a world number 2. Just caught a little bit of a wick, but still not out far enough to provide a blocker for Ryan Bester. Yeah, he's a little bit short. He'd be disappointed with that. He also won a bronze at the 2008 World Championships in singles. Leif Selby won the 2010 World Cup singles. He's had a stellar 2010 and would come into this tournament as one of the favourites to go through to the elimination rounds. I think they'll just settle for the one to Ryan Bester. The players have to decide how many is in the head, not Andy Ewens, the marker, and they've said that'll do. And already, after 5 minutes of play, we've had 2 ends, and it's 1 shot to Canada. They now lead 4-0.
Here's more news from ASX Shot to Win, the great Commonwealth Games competition from Mitsubishi. Valerie's had her final shot at the Games. So, one of these new Mitsubishi ASXs has been won, but you're still with the chance to win the other ASX. All you have to do is find the hidden key. Just visit asxshottowin.co.nz. And good luck.
Overall coach of the Australian side from the Tuncurry Bowling Club on the mid-north coast of New South Wales. Yeah, Ryan just a little bit short. Good grass. And a better bowl from Leif Selby this time. Probably hold shot. Just trying to take Leif Selby's bowl out. He's done that and has shot. There's Dave Millard from the Cardiff Bowling Club. He's the Canadian coach. Cardiff, actually a suburb of Newcastle, just north of Sydney. And the good bloke Dave Millard travels all over the world coaching, into the United States as well as Canada. This doesn't look as though it's up either. So both players just running out of steam a bit. The birds are swooping, getting all the insects from last night. Selby trying to get through the gap. Can he get the wick to get the shot? Probably not. Ryan Bester looking to draw the shot. He's just got to have another couple of rolls, and I don't know whether it's done enough, but probably that red bowl at the bottom of your screen may be shot bowl. It's a little bit difficult just to for us to give a definitive, but I think they've decided pretty quickly don't need it. They had a quick look at it and said that's it, and it is another shot to Ryan Bester and Canada. He now leads 5-0. This is a Section A match. All players have played 3 games so far. Kelly from Northern Ireland leads the group. Foster from Scotland is second. They are the only undefeated players in this section. Then Ryan Bester, Journey from Papua New Guinea, Said from Malaysia, Selby from Australia, Donnelly from South Africa, Pritchard from Samoa, Raja for India, and Lebur from Guernsey. Just turned it over a roll, but that's a better bowl from Leif Selby, but he still wouldn't be happy. These two players must have other appointments today. I know they've got another 2 matches at 12:30 and at 4 o'clock, but they're getting through this match at a great rate of knots, and I think probably Leif needs to settle down and just take a breather, and Ryan is naturally a very quick player. Can he promote his own? Yes, he has. Shot bowl. And signalled there 2. Now, here's not a full-blooded drive by Ryan Bester, but he's having a crack at it, and he's picked it up, has he? Well, he's knocked it into the ditch. And that will be shot bowl in the ditch at the moment. And Leif Selby has already rolled his bowl, and that's in the ditch. So Leif Selby knowing what he has to do, and I think he's come up way short. A very poor attempt by Leif Selby to get to the jack. Now he's saying, or has it been respotted? He held up 2 shots there. Oh, of course, the Leif Selby bowls would be there, but and Ryan Bester has left it short, so this could be a couple.
What's the gap between my front
Because that red bowl that's in the ditch may not be as close to the jack as we first thought. But he's given the one there. We just can't pick up Ryan Bester's bowl. There's the jack. This is the 2 umpires. That is Roger Black. That's the jack to the Leif Selby. Now they're going way around. You can see how far at Ryan Bester's bowl, and at times the bowl actually bounces when it hits the ditch. It's not sand in the ditch, it's a rubberized surface, and the bowl can actually bounce. And Leif Selby hits back here a little bit against Ryan Bester. 2 to Leif Selby. 5-2 to Canada.
Motown and soul classics. Phil Collins and his band recreate the spirit and the style of these legendary tracks. Phil Collins, Going Back. It's out now.
Leif Selby reasonably close. Ryan Bester now putting one at the back. It's just cutting across the face. Grass wrong, weight wrong for Leif Selby. Both players have played 2. More concentration. He took his time a lot more that time, Leif Selby. It's just going to run through though and run past that shot, but it was a better looking delivery from the Australian. Now Ryan Bester just trying to draw the shot over to that other red bowl. He needs to pick it up or just rest on that bowl, but that's a beautiful bowl from Ryan Bester. Draws the shot. Yeah, great draw shot. Leif Selby having a run, he's missed it. And again, Canada pick up a shot. And Andy Ewens, the umpire, the market there, he's got a smile on his face. He just nearly got picked up by the birds. They were so close. And he's still got a smile on his face. What was that? And Canada picking up a shot. And after 5 ends, Ryan Bester leads 6-2.
Measure possibly favour your ball.
That's a lovely bowl. Yes, you heard some voices from a marker in the green or two next to us. Each player can ask the marker for how close is the bowl, where it sits, whether it's jack high or in front of the jack, behind the jack. They can ask on any occasion where their bowl actually sits or their opponent bowl sits. He's starting to get his range a little bit better now. Didn't like that one at all, Ryan Bester. After drawing so beautifully the previous end. And often you'll find that players prefer to play one way of going. They may have a little bit of difficulty with the other way. Leif Selby's not having any problems with this end at the moment. Ryan Bester chasing after it. He needs this to pull up. It just ran through a little bit. Leif Selby holding one shot. And, well, that's one. It may be two, but they may go for and have a look at a measure here, but there it is. You would probably say two on that. So Ryan Bester has a bowl to play. And you would probably think, having a look at that Australia have the best backwood. But he's not going to muck around, and here's a full-blooded drive, and that's missed everything. That's the force. If you were on that bank, you would now be calling for an ambulance if it hit you. Ryan Bester is the fiercest driver in world bowls. It was absolutely motoring. There it is. And our replay will probably pick up the ricochet. There it is, back up. It's absolutely amazing. So they're having a look at... Well, they're going to have a measure here to see whether it's... I think they've conceded two to see whether that red bowl of Ryan Bester and the middle bowl are in the count. Finally going to have a measure on this one too. We'll wait for Andy Ewens to get the little lollipop stick out, and that looks like a big three to Leif Selby, and he gets a lot closer to Ryan Bester, and that'll give him a little bit of confidence. There's only a shot in it, Canada and Australia. The top player in each section goes straight through to the semi-finals. The second and third ranked place getter after sectional play will go to the semi-final playoffs, effectively the quarterfinals. It's just holding its line a little bit, but not in the count at the moment. Oh, and there's that line we were talking about. Ryan Best has got his hands on his hips and said, how did that happen? That straightened, as we've seen numerous times here on this rink, for 3 or 4 rolls, and it just went absolutely dead straight. Leif Selby has missed the ridge, but he hasn't been able to promote his own bowl, and he throws his hands in disgust. Ryan Best is last. He's hoping to hit that ridge now. He's just getting underneath. There may be a count there again. Leif Selby's last. There it is again. There it is again. A perfect example of what we're talking about, where it just hits that ridge and goes straight. Let's see if we can pick it up on replay. Tracking looks as though it's going to break nicely. And then you can see it deviate to the right. It goes the other way. On any normal green, would have been spot on the jack. But Leif Selby won't mind too much in the fact that he has picked up another shot and he has tied this first set. Yeah, good draw by Ryan Bester on the backhand.
meter.
And a beautiful reply by Leif Selby. What you can do, but it's just rolled past, so Selby's still holding shot. Just having a look at it. Going to get there, just going the other side, but very, very close. Andy Ewens has a look at it. Leif Selby doesn't want any advice at this stage. Just one, I think. He's just having a look at it. A little hand measure. It's a way the players can give themselves a perspective of, because at the head they can't actually have a measure now to be able to determine who's holding shot. There it is. You would probably think Australia, the green bowler at about 7 o'clock, may be the shot bowl. Not much in it. Now Ryan Best is trying to pick up the jack and trail it back. Oh, very good bowl. Very good bowl by Ryan Best up. One shot to Canada and a measure. Here it is, just coming through and just stops. He had those two red bowls at his disposal as well if he wanted to use those and take the jack out a little bit to the right as you look at it. And it's working but not working enough, and just tucks him behind. And I think you'll find that this will be one to Canada, and they will have a measure. We just can't see the other green bowl just where Andy is at the moment, just in a shadow. So I think they'll settle for the one. So 1 to Ryan Bester. And this is the last end of this first set. Ryan Bester's got the advantage, 7-6.
So take my hand and I'll lead you back onto the other side. Get yourself into a better place and lift your life. Hold your head up high and don't rely on anyone else. Make it easier on yourself. Don't ask why.
Apex, I'm gonna need the car a little longer.
Andy Ewens didn't have his back to him. And he's still picking the bowl out of the ditch, and the next bowl's on the way. Now, Leif Selby half saw the danger and said, well, gee, I better put one back there. Yeah, way short. Needs to pull up. He just got a kiss off his own bowl. So Australia holding one. Last bowl on this end for Leif Selby. And a beautiful bowl too. Australia holding 3 and a firm grip on the first set. There's that ridge again, he knew straight away. So Leif Selby will wrap up the first set, and I think there's a definite 2 there. Maybe some conjecture over the third, but they've already decided. And Leif Selby, after being down in a big way in the first set, gets the first set 9 shots to 7. Andy Ewens is going to lose about 3 stone here today, just running up. That first set was completed in a half an hour. That is the quickest set of bowls we've seen by a long, long way in this Commonwealth Games. Well, after an indifferent start, Selby is really starting to find his range. That one just ran over a little bit, but he won't mind having one back there. Ryan Bester has bowled that bowl before Leif Selby retired behind the mat. That's how quick they're playing. Yeah, maybe a measure for the second. "38-year-old Leif Selby from the St John's Park Club, the very strong St John's Park Club in Sydney. Canada holding one. Needs to work a bit more. Andy Ewins, I should say, just there's some of the Canadian supporters just to my left here, cheering them on. And David Millard from the Cardiff Bowling Club in Newcastle, New South Wales. So probably 2 and a measure for Canada. Rex Johnston from the Tuncurry Bowling Club. Former great Australian player, numerous Commonwealth Games and World Championships. And Leif Selby into the back, but we're going to have a measure on something here. There's one. And they're just going to have a measure here for the second. Yeah, reasonably tight here. It's close to 2. No, Leif Selby's just kicked it away and said, don't worry about the measure. I can see it. He's got a date or something, Leif Selby, or he's got a shopping trip organised or a trip to the Taj Mahal, because he's just flying through 2-0 Canada.
A disaster will affect us and the emergency services we take for granted. A flood or serious earthquake could easily stop an ambulance or a police car from reaching you. In a major disaster, hospitals will be stretched beyond capacity. If so, it'll be up to you to take care of your family. Make sure you're prepared before it happens. Visit getthrough.govt.nz to get ready now.
I definitely beat those back two. Yeah.
You're not too far away. According to the Australian coach, Leif Selby was probably the easiest selection that the Australian team had to make. Just had a stellar couple of years. It needs another roll. Beautiful bowl from Selby. Okay, Ryan Bester will be trying to play onto his own bowl here and just turn it over. And it's caught that ridge again. Just ducked in behind. Now, is it going to stay on? It is going to stay on. A little bit of breeze starting to waft up, which has taken the edge off the day, but you wouldn't have really said that it's stifling heat, unlike earlier in the championship. And Leif Selby now just going up to have a look at the head. think he's reasonably worried about Ryan Bester having a drive, and he's put his bowl there. He would have had a good look where his bowl is sitting next to the jack, and if there is a drive, there is a reasonable chance that the jack will squirt over to that side. That's why he didn't try and get into those two Canadian bowls at the back. He's purposely gone to that side, but Ryan Bester's not driving. He's going to still try and promote his bowl onto, and it's missed everything. Again, it's hit that ridge. And they're going to settle for that.
Can you move your mark a quarter of a mark over, please? Refraction.
And Andy Ewens, the players had already decided what it was. And it's pretty close in the second set after Australia took the first set. Australia won the singles gold medal at the Melbourne Commonwealth Games in 2006 through Kelvin Kirko. A fantastic battle with Robert Will from Wales. Ryan Bester drawing the shot. He's sprung the jack, but Canada, you would think from that, are probably still holding a shot. Now, Andy Ewens had gone over to put the little bit of white spray on it, but already Ryan Bester had bowled his next bowl. He's holding two. It's close, it's close. Shot bowl to the Australian. He's overcooked this Ryan Bester. It needs a wick now, and it's not going to get in front of that bowl. One to Australia. And after that last bowl, you would probably think that Leif Selby could pick up two here. He's got the ability to draw this shot. Yeah, it's a beautiful bowl. Leif Selby starting to really find his feet now in this particular match, and will pick up another couple. And once again, he takes the lead in this second set after winning the first set 9-7. He now leads 3-2 in the second set.
Get to New Zealand's premier cookware destination, Harvey Norman, for the latest in modern, stylish, functional cookware from around the globe. Whether building, renovating or simply upgrading, come and see our cookware specialists for a tailor-made package or solution to suit your needs. Or choose a replacement item from our huge range across all our big brands. New Zealand's premier cooking destination is Harvey Norman. Talk to the experts today for the complete kitchen and cookware solution.
Go, Harvey Norman, go!
The current World Cup singles champion really is starting to play some very, very good lawn bowls. just not able to respond at the moment. That's 2 to the Australian, but that's given a fair target. He hasn't hesitated. Straight at him. He's taken one out. Don't be surprised if he has a crack at that second one.
He's coming.
Yeah, there's Australia holding 2. Extra weight again. He's picked up another one and picked up the jack. Now, will it stay in? But it won't matter because that will be respotted. And at this stage, Canada would hold 2, you would think. Now, here's the respot. No, well, I think he's called for the umpire just to find out. Now, you can see Andy there respotting it. It is 2 metres out from the ditch and 1.5 metres to the left or the right as the players look at it, the left on your screen. But Leif Selby, a chance to draw the shot. Canada holding 3. Has he got through? Has he got around that bowl? Or is he going to cannon into it? He's cannon into it, and not a happy chappy. And there it is. 2 to Canada. And Canada retake the lead. It's 4-3. And the breeze starting to pick up here. Hands on deck with the paperwork. And a good bowl from Leif Selby. And he can just rest in front of the Ryan Bester bowl and got the nice roll too. Very good bowl again. He's got rid of one, yeah, and taken the shot. Oh, a great attempt from Leif Selby. He'll have one more bowl. Can he draw number 2? He'd love to be able to just sit on the Leif Selby bowl. Not that one, the other one. And this looks good, looks very good from Leif. That is a brilliant bowl indeed. Won't roll over, but from 1 down to 1 up. And here it is, just coming in now, perfect weight, jack high, just wouldn't roll over for him. And that does give Ryan Bester a chance to draw that shot off. But he hasn't been drawing so far that brilliantly on the backhand, but he can use a little bit of extra weight. He's coming in, I tell you what, it looks, well, he's going to pick up the jack as he squirts it out. And that could be shot to at least one. How many? No, in actual fact, it's 2. Andy Ewens from Gloucestershire in England. Works on the world bowl. 6-3 to Canada, second set.
Couldn't live more than 3 minutes from real coffee.
Love those wide open spaces.
In here as well as out there. It's hard to get to. Maybe why it's the best kept secret in town.
Don't tell anyone.
The all-new Street Smart Mitsubishi ASX, built for your city life.
Love that car.
Oh, superb bowling from Ryan Bester. Youngest Canadian to represent his country at lawn bowls. Competing at the Manchester Commonwealth Games. As Leif Selby tries to reply, he's got to shift that bowl. You still have a couple of attempts. You can see Ryan just asking Andy Ewens where that bowl sits and how far Leif Selby's bowl is behind, or in front of, I should say. He's close, he's close. He sprung the jack, but still one down, you would think. Yeah, one down.
Sorry?
Got the right roll, but you wouldn't have thought that is a count. I think the green bowl may be fractionally closer. There's our target. One shot, yes, only the one shot at this stage to Canada. Last bowl for Leif Selby. It's just cutting in at the head. Now it goes a little bit straight, but that's not going to be any good for him. A little bit of emotion being shown by Leif Selby at the moment. Leif beaten in straight sets by Northern Ireland into a tie break against Samoa. Here's Ryan Bester trying just to rest on that green bowl there. If he can nudge that out, may have... No, it just didn't work for him. He just nudged the green bowl a little bit closer. I think it'll be shot to Canada. It is. And he gets out a little bit further. And he has a 4-shot lead in the second set. Andy Ewens is going to have to chase after the jack to catch up with this one. That voice you could hear was the Australian coach Rex Johnston. Great line. Just a metre behind the jack. And just a little bit behind that one, Ryan Bester. Well, a couple of fine bowls there from Leif Selby. He's saying one shot and a measure. Trying to respond. He might get a wick off the Leif Selby bowl, and Luck's a fortune in lawn bowls. Shot bowl. Just a little shake of the head. To the backhand with a little bit of pace for Leif Selby. He's not too far away. Great bowl. Took the Canadian bowl out cleanly. Here it is. Bang. Didn't disturb the jack at all and continued on, taking the Ryan Bester bowl completely out of play. You would think it's probably a... Well, Australia may very well be holding 3. On that, gee, it's 2 and a measure. Now, just having a look at the back, Leif Selby still has one right at the back. He has the best back wood, so a drive here would only give Australia the shot, and Ryan is just trying to draw this. It's not looking too bad, not looking too bad at all. It just pulls up, but he'll limit the damage, and that now may only be a shot, which would have been just as good as having a drive and giving away the shot in the ditch. No, he's declared 2. So that gets Leif Selby a little bit closer. He's still in this second set. Ryan Bester has a 2-shot advantage as we go into the penultimate end. We haven't had an hour of play, and we've played 16 ends. Just past the jack. Yeah, nice little wick off the front bowl. So Leif Selby holding 1. He just couldn't get his own bowl to turn over. Now Leif Selby just going around to the side of the rink to have a look how he sees the bowls are sitting. It's got to get inside those 2 red bowls, but it's just staying out there. He won't do any damage. He won't turn one of them over. That'll make it a little bit more difficult. Ryan Bester. I just don't know whether Canada are the next best. Yeah, by that shot, you would probably think they are, or they might have a couple. Now, it'll be interesting to see whether he has a crack at that green bowl on the right of the jack. He's after it. He's after it. But he's hit the jack. It's gone out of bounds. You would think it's very, very close to being out of the rink, and on the respot, I think Australia will hold one with a chance to draw a second. Here it is. He's just got his own bowl. He was after the green bowl cleanly, and the jack keeps going to the bottom of your screen there, and I think it's still in the rink. So that would definitely be one shot to Australia at this stage, and Leif Selby now has the chance to draw two. And I think he's done that. I think he's done that pretty comfortably. So I think we're going to have a ball game that is all tied up to the Australian Leif Selby. And after 8 ends, it's 7-all after Australia won the first set 9-7. Pretty simple equation here. Ryan Bester wins this end, he wins the match. If Leif Selby wins the end, we go to a 3-end tiebreak. And that's a very good start for the Canadian. Jack high. We might have been a little bit fortunate that that slipped through. It looked as though it was going to kiss the jack and turn it over to the Australian. What he was trying to do there was come on the backhand, take the jack over to that green bowl on the left. He wants to get in front of that green bowl, and that'll do. Canada have the best backwood, that red bowl at the bottom of your screen. He's having a run at it. It's a fair target. He'll take one out. Well, he's taken the jack as well. But on that, you would think Canada, well, gee, it's a toss-up. Here it is. He just takes the Canadian bowl, which ricochets into the jack, knocks that Canadian bowl out of the way. And I think it's one shot Canada. And that would be game shot. Leif Selby will have one more attempt. This needs to hurry a little bit. He would have liked that a lot closer. Disappointing bowl there for Ryan Bester. And Leif Selby has a paddock of room to be able to draw this shot and send it to a tiebreak. So in actual fact, I'm incorrect there. Selby has won the first set, so this could be the match. Totally wrong. I was looking at the wrong part of the scorecard. So this is for the match. Has it got the legs to get through, even to promote his own bowl by a turn or two? And I think they're going to shake hands. I think Ryan Bester has conceded. My apologies for that mix-up to the start there. That's 1-blue, and that will be a win in straight sets to Leif Selby. Leif Selby, 9-7 and 8-7. Shaking hands there with David Millard, the Canadian coach from Cardiff in New South Wales. And Leif Selby wins the match, 9-7, 8-7. A very, very quick game of lawn bowls, 1 hour and 3 minutes. Ryan Bester will be a little bit disappointed. I had him in the box seat at one stage, winning the first set, but it was Leif Selby, of course, who scored a 3 on the 9th end of that first set to grab the first set, and that was a big turning point in the match. Ryan Bester got away to a start, and we'll go through those, and we'll have a look at some highlights of this match. Well, Leif Selby would breathe a little bit of sigh of relief after that. He's struggled in the tournament so far, but that's now 2 wins from 4 matches. Ryan Bester just drawing that one. He picked up 3 on that particular end, and that was the very first end of the match. Then Leif Selby hit back. He was down 5-2, but then all of a sudden himself picked up 3, and that was on the 6th end. Ryan Bester having a drive, couldn't do any damage there. Leif Selby started to really pick up his game. He got a 2 on the 4th end, the 3 on the 6th end, as I spoke about, and he started to draw very well, and that was the 3 on the 9th end that he was able to wrap up the first set. Ryan Bester this time takes the jack out of play, and he picked up 2, and that was in the very first end. At that stage, he started to look okay. He did get out to a 6-3 lead, and that was 2 to Canada, and that was on the 7th end. But then Leif Selby did hit back and picked up, I think that was the 2 shots that he picked up, which was the 7th end and Leif Selby. Ryan Bester had another crack here, and Leif Selby was able to get out there and draw another one. So a very good victory to Leif Selby of Australia in straight sets, 9-7, 8-7.